pre-show. Hey, everybody, welcome to the pre-show. This is where we talk about what we're going to do in the show. How's everybody doing? Thanks for hanging out. It's a huge week. I'm stoked.
Yeah, San Diego Comic-Con, so biggest pop culture week of the year.
And it's like we haven't had it in its typical traditional form.
Yeah,
so it's a big deal.
Yeah,
big deal.
It's good to have it back. It is.
Yeah, so we're gonna dive deep into the MCU. We'll talk about the DCU as well. The movies over there, but there's not much to say.
Well, they dropped a couple of trailers, but yeah, not as much.
We already knew about, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's just a bunch of comic quick hits, dude. I mean, and there were so many: Dark Crisis, new Star Trek, new TMNT, Dynamite doing some shit, and then oh my god, I got like 5 Marvel Comics events, things, bits.
Well,
oh my goodness.
The big comic news for me, though, is definitely Hickman apparently is not done with Marvel.
Oh, that's on the list, brother.
Yeah, I figured it was.
We're wrapping the news with that. That was my huge takeaway from the comic end of the thing. But
yeah.
We will have a moment of destruction, a small one, and then top 3. I mean, it's nuts, dude. It's nuts. Let's get into it. Let's just do the damn thing. And then there was other stuff too. That's what we're gonna do. Segment 1. I got one for segment 1.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. Why are you here? They give them a little time to know that they don't like it. I don't want to tell them, hey, you're just not gonna like it, even though they won't. But
I mean, they probably already clued into that from your whole, ghostly wailing thing that you were doing a second ago. So, they have been adequately warned.
Greetings, geeks! Welcome back. It's another episode of this Geek and Comics Hour, Geekery's comic book shit talk show.
Shit talk show!
It's a Gomer and Taylor hour. We'll probably go over an hour because there was so damn much going on. But
yeah, there's just a deluge.
Oh, maybe Andy's here, maybe he's not.
Yep.
Exactly,
Never know.
He's a ghost.
Yep. Schrodinger's viewer.
I had a terrible week. My wife was in the hospital, but everything turned out well.
Yeah, I'm glad she's doing well now.
Yeah, everything turned out well there. But yeah, then it was hard at work and just blah. But anyway, San Diego Comic-Con week. I didn't watch shit on the TV, but we're not going to talk about everything at Comic-Con.
We can't. Right? It's impossible.
But we are going to focus on the comic book shit and the comic book centric shit because that's what we do. You can't not talk about the comics. We have to talk about the comics, and there was so much to talk about. But we're also going to talk about comic movies and shows, and holy shit, where there were a lot. But Taylor, let's use segment 1. What did you like at the con that is maybe not comic booky? I'll give you my example.
Well, yeah, you took mine.
Oh, awesome. Well, we can share it because this was...
It looked pretty cool, yeah. I mean, it's got a pretty stellar cast. This is like the big budget D&D movie that I didn't think I'd ever see. They've tried to make D&D properties in the past, and they're always schlock.
Yeah.
The cartoon has its charms to it, but it's schlock. That had one of the Wayans brothers, that one movie from the 90s.
That was terrible.
That's one of the worst movies you'll ever see.
Yeah,
but yeah, this has a big budget, has a big cast. It has a dragon that's not using fire breath, which is kind of a D&D centric thing. Yeah.
That's the black dragon acid breath. I saw it right away.
And they worked an owlbear. And I see people quibble that a druid can't turn into an owlbear, but fuck you. This is their opportunity to showcase a signature monster of theirs,
Yeah. There was also in the first teaser bit of the trailer where it's it's almost a little trailer for the trailer, for the internet.
Yeah, they're doing all dramatic poses and everything.
There's a displacer beast in that first few seconds too, dude.
Yeah.
I love gelatinous cubes.
The trailer
really leaning in hard.
Yeah, the trailer honestly looked like something that I would see regardless. Yeah. Or at least, would pique my interest. And it being Dungeons & Dragons just kind of takes it over the top for me.
Yeah, so on that, good on Hasbro. I mean, here they go again. They've been doing the hell out of movies. This is on their E1 brand.
Hasbro has not had the best track record adapting games into movies, but...
Battleship is,
It's bad, man.
I kind of like it, honestly.
Well, it's dumb fun, I'll say.
It is big, dumb, stupid, ridiculous, dumb.
Emphasis on the dumb.
fun. It is so bad.
Somewhat unrelated, but the greatest board game adaptation of all time is still Clue with Tim Curry and Madeline Kahn and all them.
No argument there at all, man. But I mean, Chutes and Ladders is coming, isn't it? Never mind.
I have no fucking idea.
Let's do this. Chutes and Ladders this summer. All right. We've got to talk about Clue. Andy hitting up on Clue. Yeah, I love that. We got to talk about the MCU. Okay. First, let's Black Panther. Okay, that's the big trailer.
Yeah, if we're doing chronological order, this is the one that's coming out in the nearest future.
Oh, hey Antoine, thanks for coming by. Rock City, chiming in. Awesome. Yeah, but I mean, we can also do other things. Like, the reason we'll talk about this, we're not going to mention She-Hulk, even though there was a new great trailer for She-Hulk. It was wonderful, but this is the end of Phase 4. Wakanda Forever will be the end of Phase 4. And that's a big deal, right? Because we'll talk about that in a minute. But, again, Black Panther, most definitely, in my opinion, the way to go here, right? They're incorporating the death of Chadwick Boseman into the story with the death of T'Challa, the character. That's humble, that's honorable.
Yeah, Angela Bassett gave a really compelling monologue about it that they showed in the trailer there.
Oh, she's a national treasure.
She is.
I love that her being the queen, her taking the reins of the country fits really well in so many different ways.
Oh yeah, they are taking the opportunity to really showcase powerful black women like they did in the first movie, but now, of course, they are like the central characters more so, you know?
Oh yeah. Definitely.
But yeah, a lot of mystery this is setting up. Like, we don't know for sure who the new Black Panther is going to be. Probably Shuri.
That's where the money is at. There are very thin arms here. I've already run this through the Facebook Sherlock Holmes people that I know, and they've come up with this being Shuri just because of the way the arms are there. Now, with all that said, it is not against Marvel to edit trailers drastically to change.
I mean, true. I mean, they photoshopped out the Spider-Man for all the No Way Home shots from last year.
They did that. If you remember in Endgame, they edited out some of the stones that were in Thanos' gauntlet when he hits Captain America. He has way more stones in the movie than he has.
Yeah, that's true. He's got mostly a complete set by that time. Yeah. And they have gotten. Yeah, they have gotten. Yeah. Definitely, this does look pretty cool. They don't have to tell us what's going on here because they know they've got us. You know, the first Black Panther was a phenomenon. It's one of the most highly regarded MCU movies. We got Namor, not quite in a Speedo, but close.
I love it. He looks so hot, dude. They're going kind of like.
Well, if you're gonna put Namor in a movie, he's got to be a thirst trap, right?
Yeah, they're going with sort of an Aztec feel here, and I'm okay with that, I guess. I want to see more of it before I totally, lean one way or the other on that, but
yeah, well,
just the idea that there's Atlanteans running around.
It's got to sneak it up on us here. It's only about 4 months out at this point.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be quick, dude. Namora has been confirmed through a pop, and so has Atuma, who debuted way back in the day, man, like really early on in Namor comics, as like a rebellious Atlantean. So that's cool too. You know what I mean? They're really going to lean into characters that are really well known in the comics. But I mean, who else could the new Black Panther be? I mean, did Killmonger make it? I don't think they're going to do that.
I don't think they do that. They did look. Weird. They did show someone kind of Killmonger looking, I guess, at one point in the trailer, but I don't think it's him.
Yeah,
it might be like an astral scene or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's. I'm. Whoever is the new Black Panther, when they get the purple plant or whatever the hell it is.
The characters
and visit that area, it's gonna be a tearjerker, dude.
Yeah.
All right.
Like I can't remember the character's name, but Lupita Nyong'o's character, I guess, is also a contender here. It could be Okoye. Yeah, Nakia. That's right. Nakia. It could also be Okoye, I suppose.
Yeah, but there was.
Shuri makes the most sense thematically, though. I think.
Not only thematically, but within the continuity of the comic. So. I
think it would be. It would be adapting something from the source material, so it seems that would work pretty well. But yeah, Marvel is definitely savvy to fucking us up with like our sleuthing, right? Because they booked Michael Rooker for Infinity War, even though they knew he was going to die in Guardians of the Galaxy, just to make sure us not think he was going to die in Guardians of the Galaxy, you know?
Yeah.
We're seeing what they want us to see, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. So there's a lot of, not a lot, but there was petitions. I mean, people wanted them to recast. They didn't want to see the end of the character T'Challa. I understand that.
I definitely understand that. And part of me thinks that probably would have been a smart move. That being said, Ryan Coogler is a good director. The team of the first Black Panther definitely knows what they're doing. I'm interested to see if, like we're saying, this could be an opportunity for them to tell, you know, a story about grief. And, you know, maybe that's the direction they're going with. I don't know. I want to see this movie before I, you know, fully say, yeah, they should have recast the character.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Antoine in the chat, I think the new Black Panther might be the kid at the end of the first one where you asked him who he is. I mean, you're just saying that it's an unknown, basically. Maybe we've seen them before, but a lesser-known, unknown sort of character. And
who knows?
That, too.
Oh, but they also, speaking of new characters, they also did debut Ironheart here. And
I've got
images of her series coming up.
Yeah, I've got images on that too. A lot of people are comparing this scene right here with the hammer to Tony Stark in the.
Oh, you have to. That's exactly what they're going for here.
Yeah, and then easily, you know, seeing Ironheart here and the heart falling, just perfect, perfect poetic symmetry of all that shit. So, I don't really get excited about Marvel movies that much, or any movies really from a trailer. But this one got me stoked. I really like the first one, but there's a bunch of other news to talk about. So this is Phase 4. She-Hulk, which is coming out in August, just a few weeks away now. You know, it's right around the corner. The trailer for that looked great with Mark Ruffalo hanging out, and it's going to be a sitcom, you know.
Yeah, that looks a lot of fun. It's got Abomination coming back. They showed her squaring off with Titania. They even had a fourth wall break for She-Hulk. Yeah. Which is really entirely appropriate for the character,
Yeah, they're really leaning into it. I like that. So overall, Phase 4 has been great, introduction of the TV stuff, but it's all about Phase 5.
Yeah, it's hard not to think that Phase 4 kind of feels like a placeholder. That being said, there's been a lot of great stuff. I mean, especially from the TV side of things. But yeah, Phase 5 is where the attention really gets drawn here.
And with all that said, it's not like Phase 4 hasn't been laying foundational things.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I mean, they're getting into like a lot of multiverse stuff, a lot of cosmic stuff.
Yeah,
like Loki and Eternals and all these other things are introducing a lot of important concepts. So yeah, Phase 4 has definitely been a lot of fun. Yeah, Born Again, which Season 3 of Daredevil kind of was Born Again, so I'm kind of interested what they're doing with this then.
I am too, and Born Again, dude, is brutal. All right, the comic, it's one of the most brutal Marvel comics, I'd say, you know, period.
It's one of those ones where, like, it's about as much as they could possibly get away with for this being, like, a mainstream comic book.
Yeah, so this all falls in line with some other things that are going on at Disney+, including them now adding R-rated programming. Deadpool, Logan are on there now. So this really opens the door for Daredevil to be something awesome here in terms of being an adult-oriented sort of show.
Yeah, Daredevil should be a gritty show. Like, I don't, like, making it R-rated doesn't automatically make it better, but Daredevil is a character where it is entirely appropriate to make it more skewed towards adults.
Definitely. And that also opens the door for theatrical releases to be more adult-oriented, i.e. Blade. Blade is also a character where I think a little bit more brutality, a little bit of blood. It is for vampires, you know. But here, okay, so the new things that were announced. Yes, Born Again. We knew Ironheart and everything before that was already coming. We knew that. But we knew Agatha was coming, but it's got a name now, Coven of Chaos, which is rad. Captain America New World Order sounds great. It's going to be Sam. There is a New World Order arc in the comics, and it includes Nomad, like an all-new Nomad. And I would love to see that. You know,
that's pretty cool.
To those characters. And then Thunderbolts is pretty predictable, I think.
I mean, they've already been laying the groundwork for that. I'm sure this is like that Dark Avengers thing. We just didn't know what to call it. But yeah, this is going to be U.S. Agent and Yelena and all those other characters that are part of Valentina's team.
Yeah. And that takes us into 2024, which is really hard to believe. All right. Phase 5, an entire phase is happening between February 2023 and July 2024.
Not entirely. We haven't even gotten to the Avengers movies on this timeline yet.
Oh, I'm here. Phase 6. Phase 6. Now, there's a lot of blanks here because, of course, they've got to have post-credit stingers in
Yeah.
Phase 5 to introduce all these. But Fantastic Four already been announced. Of course, it's going to be amazing. We know it is.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these movies are coming out a lot sooner than I thought they were. Like, I wasn't expecting Guardians in the first half of next year, and I wasn't expecting Fantastic Four in 2024, so...
Oh, I cannot wait. So that's going to be great. And then May 2nd, 2025, Avengers, the Kang Dynasty. They've already laid some groundwork for that.
Yeah, I'm glad that they're doing this, like, doing the two halves in the same year. It was kind of rough waiting a full year between Infinity War and Endgame.
It is. Or it definitely was. So, I mean, this is going to be enough of a wait. I mean, this is going to blow people away.
Oh, yeah, okay, so these things that are coming out 3 years from now start the hype, you know?
And even then, there's going to be 2 things in between those 2 movies.
I'm sure there'll be X-Men stuff, you know?
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Well, we know mutants are on the way. They started name-dropping that.
Oh, man. So then Secret Wars, we all know what the Secret Wars is going to be. They've already mentioned Incursion in Multiverse of Madness. We know that's a thing. So... we're going to see different universal versions of these characters.
Do you think this is Beyonder's original Secret Wars, or do you think this is Doctor Doom's Secret Wars?
Yeah, this has got to be a Doom thing.
Well, they have a chance to work Doom in. The Fantastic Four comes out before, you know?
They do. They have a chance to build an entire Illuminati before this goes in the main universe, dude. And Doctor Strange is like, oh, they got an Illuminati in that universe? Well, I'm going to do my own Illuminati. And you know what I
can see it.
They could definitely do that. Yeah. They are going to have Mutants and X-Men 97. I did hear X-Men 97 for sure, and they had some images of that. It looked okay. The Mutants is still just rumored. And I really thought we were going to hear that at San Diego Comic-Con. I really thought we were at least a title and a logo.
Well, if they're name dropping all these things that are coming out, in 2024 and 2025, I mean, they got to have some stuff to announce at 2023 Comic-Con,
Right. And again, Phase 6, look at all these holes. There's only 3 announcements out of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 different, things here. Some of them are going to be shows, some of them are going to be...
And the way it's a constant barrage nowadays, that every fiscal part of the year is going to have either a TV show or a movie.
Yeah, so man,
it seems like 4 movies a year is what we should expect moving forward. Man, as it has been for a while now.
That is a lot. But then it's also got an official name, the Multiverse Saga, which is very cool.
Yeah, we're leaving behind the Infinity Saga, and then we're in this little intermission here, and here comes the multiverse. And
that's really the best way to do it, but it's such a great intermission. I mean, there has been such good shit.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen passing of the torch with Captain America. We've seen Loki setting a lot of groundwork for multiverse stuff. It's been a real fun intermission to be sure, but it'll be interesting to see
things leading into
building into a big bad and everything again.
Yeah. Well, Kang, we got a big bad. He's he's a big bad right now.
And he is going to be introduced more thoroughly, I assume, in Quantumania, which is coming out pretty early next year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's not a month. Yeah, early next year.
Well, more than a month, yeah. But it's I think it was February.
Yeah, I think it's February, yeah. So, yeah, there you go. There's your Marvel Day. We also did have some DC stuff, Shazam and Black Adam.
Those both had fun trailers, yeah.
They did. They both had fun trailers, but we had already seen shit from them before.
Yeah.
Okay? There was no new announcements, and they have movies that are in the pipe on the calendar that they didn't have anything for. Why is that? Aquaman 2 has Amber Heard, who's got, a lot of trouble with her name right now, and then Ezra Miller, the same thing with The Flash. Even though Michael fucking Keaton is in that movie, too, it seems really weird what's going on over it.
Yeah, WB is really, really cursing their fate when it comes to the people who would be doing the promotion for their next big movies.
There was a news bit off of comicbook.com that someone had flipped the fire alarm in Hall H right before the MCU panel. And it's like, oh, Jeff Johns trying to get in there. That mother... Anyway. But
I mean, Marvel is going through an open door when it comes to, hogging the spotlight at Comic-Con here.
But, I mean, it should be easy. It should be easy for them. They've got stuff.
DC does have stuff, and their first crack at a Justice League flopped hard, and that is a damn shame, but they've been having a string of successes. I mean, ever since Wonder Woman came out, the movies have, for the most part, been significantly better.
For sure, dude. I mean, I have my beef with Wonder Woman 84, whatever the hell.
Wonder Woman
Aquaman,
84 was not
but they're
particularly
still,
good. Like,
but they're still
Aquaman was
okay
stupid
movies.
but fun. Shazam was
Yeah,
legitimately very good. So,
agreed.
they've at least been, like, a pretty solid average for the last few years.
Yeah. Discovery bought WB. Yeah, I mean, Andy, you're not wrong there. Maybe there's a little bit of like growing pains early on. It's like, well, we're just not ready to do something like Comic Con. You know what I mean? Let's take what we got. Let's send the rock and just be done with it. You know what I mean? And maybe that's what they were thinking, but they got Blue Beetle
Maybe.
down the pipeline. They got this Flash movie, like we said, Aquaman. You couldn't have Jason fucking Momoa show
But
up
when
with
you're
a twist
already
from
playing
Aquaman.
when you're already playing catch up, you just cannot afford to take Comic Con off like they seemingly did this year.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. Now, with all of that said about DC and WB, their movies or whatever, Discovery now, whoever the fuck owns them, Flashpoint can really save them. All right. A crisis and a reset within a story, they can really pull that off in a unique way that Marvel really can't do.
Yeah.
You know, crises like that and resets like that are inherently DC Comics. The fans know it.
That
I
being
don't know.
said, though, I mean, when it's spent this long in development hell, and now they're going to have all sorts of promotion problems because of Ezra Miller's baggage,
Yeah.
that does not bode particularly well, especially when, honestly, they're adapting a pretty terrible story. Like, Flashpoint is, like, the most famous bad comic story to come out in the last
It's
10
terrible.
years.
It is. But I mean, it can definitely get them from point A to point B.
For sure. It can accomplish a lot for them, and stuff that they could use the reset. They could.
Yeah.
And honestly, the trailer looked pretty fun. Like, they released that,
Yeah.
I guess, like a year ago now, whenever that
Oh, that's
was.
been. I think that was no. It was during their own little DC Dome.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Dome
But
thing.
still, that was a minute
It
ago.
was a while. Yeah. All right. So getting on to comics. Sticking with DC, Dark Crisis is now called Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths, and it is a direct sequel to Koya Crisis on Infinite Earths. And that's all I have to say about that. No, we've kept the real name a secret from the start because we didn't want to give away what was happening in the middle of the story with the return of the Infinite Earths, said writer Joshua Williamson. And then, and then even stranger, more strangely, they announced more tie-ins. Dark Army #1 releasing in November. Damian Wayne, Red Canary, Dr. Light, and a ragtag team of heroes cross enemy lines to steal control of the Dark Army from Pariah. Okay, and Warzone. Where's Warzone? Here it is. This actually looks okay. This looks like the Justice League that actually should have been created. I'm sorry. That's a much cooler looking team for the Justice League. They have a Batman at least.
Yeah, a lot. Like we did see Luke Fox just directly turn down the offer in Dark Crisis here, but I mean,
it was a weak week, Andy.
Sorry, man. Hope you feel better.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, Dark Crisis has been okay so far, but I don't think changing it to Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths is the mic drop moment that they think it is.
Oh, it's not. It is in no way a mic drop moment. It's kind of like,
I feel very neutral about that revelation, you know?
Like the opposite. What's the opposite of a mic drop moment? You know, because it's like, oh, is it? Now I'm not as excited about it. You know, I thought it was kind of its own thing. And they also announced the Deadly Green, which has a really cool cover. I love that cover.
Hey, anything Swamp Thing has a pretty good chance of being good.
So enter Super Swamp Thing. Joshua Williamson, Dan Waters, Ramvi, and Alex Poctinell with art by Daniel Bayliss. It's a 48-page one-shot, October 4th. So I guess
that is a rad cover.
Yeah. And Superman, I think, is going to like merge with Swamp Thing.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that beats the hell out of me. But, you know, honestly, I think this will probably be a pickup for me, just based off of the pedigree here.
That is a lot. Now, I do not like this trend of adding books while the event is going on. I don't like that at all. Secret Wars actually.
What I want to know.
A bit of that.
What I want to know is if comic stores were privy to information that we weren't, because I feel like that sucks for them, like having to like scramble at the last minute to order things that they weren't expecting to have to order.
But here's the thing about that, right? And this is just a theory. I don't know if it's a conspiracy theory, but they can tell if they're ordering all of Dark Crisis. And let's say I say to my comic shop, hey, I just want all of Dark Crisis, right? Just get it all for me. So now that they're adding books, they know, okay, well, we've got this many folks who are getting all of Dark Crisis. I'm sure that data is out there, you know, tinfoil hat, like you said
Maybe,
earlier.
I don't know. But that being said, I'll probably still continue to pick up Dark Crisis. I've been enjoying it
Oh,
so
me
far.
too. I've been liking it very much.
But yeah,
Williamson
the
did some
curveballs they're throwing at us here are a resounding meh from me.
exactly.
I don't feel any more excited or less excited by the revelation.
Exactly. Me neither. They did say that Beast Boy is not dead, so that's cool. Williamson was actually like really shocked that people thought that he would have Beast Boy shot like that. I was shocked. I was shocked.
Well, I mean, taking it at face value from the story, yeah, it looked like he got shot, but
Yeah.
you know, I guess meta a little bit here. You know that they're not going to have like the big death scene like in the second issue like that.
Yeah. All right, moving on. IDW has a new Star Trek comic coming out. And
Oh, we
Star
got some
Trek-
Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, which is weird, and it's a really weird premise for a story. But I mean, the way Star Trek is right now, it's like in its new heyday. It's more popular now, I think, than it ever has been, dude.
Oh yeah, I mean, shit. I can't remember any time where Star Trek was supporting this many simultaneous properties. You know,
3 at most at one time, and it was very, very close. You know.
yeah, that's really just an overlap. Really, I wouldn't even count that.
Yeah, exactly. There's 6 series, and they're talking about 2 more series in development. And it's like, holy shit! But they're all really good in their own unique way. You know,
Yeah,
keep
I mean,
fresh.
I'm enjoying the hell out of Picard.
Yeah.
You know, Strange New Worlds has really hit home for a lot of people.
God, it's so good, dude. It is so good. That fucking animated one. Lower Decks is fantastic.
Lower Decks is good. What's the other animated one? I can't remember the name of that one.
I can't remember it either. It's
but the one that has like hologram Janeway on it.
I haven't watched it yet, but yeah, it's got hologram Janeway. It's more of a kid show, which again just shows the diversity. And
hey, I mean, good for them. You know, get them hooked in a young age. Is what I say. But yeah, back to this though. Looks like we got Cisco, Data, and is that Crusher over there on the side?
I don't think so. Listen to how fucked up this premise is. All right, it's from Ramon Rosanos and Colin Kelly and Jackson Lanzig. It's going to be out in October. In 2378, Cisco is finally returned from the Bajoran wormhole, and he's omnipotent. But his godhood is failing with every minute. I mean, that's enough right there. Sent by the prophets on a mission to the deepest parts of space aboard the USS Theseus, he witnesses the unthinkable. Someone is killing the gods, and only Cisco and his motley crew of Starfleet members from every era of Trek can stop them. So I think this dude on the left is Harry fucking Kim.
Oh, yeah, you're probably right.
But I don't know.
I was just trying to put people in like next generation era here, but I guess that's out the window.
It's from all eras, dude. I don't know who this little Andorian girl is, but she seems like she's gonna be something.
Yeah. But yeah, that is a wild premise.
It's a wild fucking premise. I am so down. That's the only reason I brought it up.
Man, before you even got to fucking like time hopping crew here, already with like omnipotent Cisco, we're already getting off to a pretty weird start here.
Yeah. So yeah, that's going to be good. Moving on, we knew it was going to happen. It was just a matter of time. The biggest book of last year, or this year, or the year before.
The last 3 years.
The Lost Years it's The Last Ronin again. Another 5-issue miniseries.
Not surprising. They definitely did not have room to do a sequel since, well, spoiler alert, Mikey dies at the end. But I don't know that I want this. I feel like Last Ronin was a good self-contained thing.
I agree.
I don't know if I want to see Mikey just like wandering around in Japan or whatever he was doing during the meantime.
And it might be good.
It might be. I mean, the creative team is still here, and I'll give them the benefit of the doubt that like this is a story that is not just them like throwing shit together because they sold a popular book.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that's what it is, but there's.
I'm sure that's what it is, but I trust them to like tell a good story with that, not
put
just
the meat on the bone.
Yeah. As long as it's a good story, that's all that really matters. But
yeah,
I don't know. I'll check out the first issue at least.
Oh yeah, me too for sure. In perfect Last Ronin fashion, there's no release date yet. But the third issue is already delayed.
Well, actually, yeah. What's the point of us even talking about this now? We're in 2026. We might be able to get together and talk about the final issue.
We'll be talking about Avengers: Secret Wars and the Last Ronin.
Oh God.
#1.
Okay, not even a like fake question here. What do you think the betting odds are that Secret Wars will come out before the last issue of this Last Ronin story?
2024, right?
2025.
Oh no, it'll be out way before 2025. No.
I am not totally sure, and that's kind of sad.
It is. Man, it's all the way in 2025. I don't even know what I'm doing in 2025. I mean,
well, watching Avengers, I guess, but other than that,
be able to go to the movies. Anyway, I wanted to mention this just in passing. Gargoyles and Darkwing Duck. Yeah, I know it sounds dumb, but these are new Disney properties coming to Dynamite Entertainment. They're going to do reprints and new stuff, but there's not much more info there. The big takeaway here is the way Marvel Comics shares the love with so many different publishers. DE has this. Dark Horse is pushing all ages Star Wars. Boom still has several former Fox properties that are now owned by Disney. Disney is the biggest, owner of properties in comics. I think it's
I mean, right? I assume that they ran the numbers. And, they saw that they're getting more money from the licensing than they would from actually publishing it,
and it helps other publishers.
It does.
We can all shit on the system that we have, sure, but working within the system that we have, this is going to bring down Marvel's bottom line if they do publish something like this. But it will help boost other companies. Bottom line.
Yeah, this is undeniably a huge pickup for Dynamite.
Yes, and Marvel, Disney, whoever the comics end, whatever end, properties end. I don't know how that whole shit works, but they have an immediate line on their bottom line. You know what I mean? No matter how many Darkwing Ducks or Gargoyles comics sell, boom, they can put it on the line.
Yeah, but I'm sure that Dynamite will do pretty well with these because they got a TV show for both of these coming out, I'm pretty sure.
Well, there's a Darkwing Duck planned, and Gargoyles is...
Gargoyles they announced at this Comic-Con.
No, they announced this comic, not a show. This is the season. They're doing the new season of Gargoyles in the comic.
I misinterpreted that headline then.
The headline was shitty as hell on a lot of sites for that, dude, because people really want a Gargoyle show.
I just saw a new season of Gargoyles, and
it's in this DE kind of.
Okay.
But that's a good thing for people who want a Gargoyle show. Go out and buy this fucking comic.
Oh yeah, considering all the Firefly comics that they've been publishing, apparently people will flock to the comic for the sequel series here.
Yes. Yeah, that comic's doing really well. The writer on that, Booher, who wrote Kanto for IDW as well, he's writing that Firefly, all new Firefly, whatever it is. But he was at a convention on the Boom thing, and he's like, "Yeah, sales are high on this. They want to push us another, arc that was originally planned." And he's like, "And I'm here for it. He's like, he really loved being able to add it. You could tell he was really emotional and a big fan of Firefly, and yeah, it was really fun and authentic to see." But anyway, moving on to Marvel. It's really all about Marvel, isn't it? Cold War #1. We knew this was going to happen. This is going to bring together both Captain America series and have a big event. There's going to be a new Nomad.
Oh, yeah, I am here for this. I've been enjoying the hell out of both of the Captain America series.
Even though it's very early on.
It's still very early on, but
quite good.
Yeah.
Quite good. More quick hits. We don't know when that's coming out. This is Paco Medina art, though. We can only assume that the writers on those main two books, who is it? Jackson Lanzig and Tom Lanning, and then who else? Some other dude on the other book.
It's a duo on the Steve book.
Yeah,
I can't remember the names right
Lanning
now.
I don't remember either. Anyway, moving on. Avengers Assemble Alpha. Jason Aaron and Brian Hitch, November 30th. This will be the end of Jason Aaron's run. Bittersweet for me. It's been a fun run, but it hasn't been as cohesive as I prefer my Avengers runs.
Well, I mean, it's never going to be like a multifaceted puzzle like a Hickman run was going to be. But that being said, you're right. This has been a lot of fun, and I can only assume that this is like multiversal Avengers versus the Mephisto Council. Council of Red, I think we go by.
And the 1 million BC are going to jump in there as well.
Yeah, I think we even see Odin in there on the back. Yeah, we see the Mammoth Ghost Rider and the Starbrand and all them back here. So they're right there in the thing.
In the thick of it, it's going to be cool, but Yeah, honestly, I gotta say it, dude. I love Jason Aaron's run, but I want some fresh blood on there.
Yeah,
I really do.
I'm excited for this event, and then I am also excited for what comes next.
For sure, for
I'm
sure.
definitely enjoying Jason Aaron's run. Definitely glad to see like a big finale here. But you are right that it'll be good to see a new direction. Yeah,
it's time to move on, and it's also time for Jason Aaron to move on to something.
It is, yeah.
Deeper, because he's doing the Punisher, but that's like a 12-issue thing.
Yeah, it's basically a side project.
Yeah, it'd be nice for him to get into something long form. I'd like to see him move over to an X book with everything going on over at the X.
Oh yeah, I'd love to see Jason Aaron's take on this Krakoa and shit.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Not that any of those books are bad either. Marauders.
Oh, for sure not. But yeah, it's the excitement of something new, you know?
Oh, for sure, definitely. Okay, Doctor Strange, new Doctor Strange book. They're going to be outside of continuity, I believe, because Doctor Strange is dead. But the reason I wanted to bring this up is called Fall Sunrise #1, 4-issue miniseries, which is very cool. Written by Trad Moore, art by Trad Moore. I love this guy so much. He's one of my favorite artists. He doesn't do a lot of work anymore, but man, look at that. It's gonna.
This is a good fit for him because he likes to do these like psychedelic imagery sticks here, and this is definitely in his wheelhouse.
Yeah, so this is great. The best Doctor Strange books have always been the Elseworld sort of out of continuity books. Aaron and Bachelot's run is probably the one that is in continuity. That's really good, but I mean, the best
to
Doctor
this
Strange
day
books don't matter anymore.
My favorite Doctor Strange book of all time was still that New Avengers Annual, where he
that was good.
Mark Rudy, I think, did the writing on that one. Yeah,
yeah, I like The Oath. I think that's Brian K. Vaughan.
That was a really good one too. Yeah,
I love that so much. Spider-Man event coming. It's called Dark Web. The Goblin Queen and Chasm reignite the Inferno in Spider-Man X-Men crossover Dark Web.
Okay, so I guess this story arc in New Mutants where Magic is handing over the keys to Limbo is not a good idea after all.
Dude, we knew that.
We knew that.
Even what's her name told her. This is
everyone is telling her. Literally everyone has been telling Magic this is a dumb fucking thing that you're doing.
Yeah. Zeb Wells is spearheaded by Zeb Wells. The saga will begin in prelude issues throughout November. Followed by December's Dark Web Alpha #1, where Wells will be joined by artist Adam Kubert. From there, the web will be spun across issues of Spider-Man as well as various tie-in, one-shots, and limited series. So it really feels like they're going all out on this.
Yeah, and if Spidey is going to be hanging out with the X-Men here, I wonder if they're going to address any of the stuff from the Hellfire Gala where Moira was like body hacking MJ, you know?
Well, yeah, and that was there. Yeah, that was. I'm sure they'll lean into that. They might as well.
Got to at least mention it. I mean, the X-Men are here and MJ's here, so.
Yeah. So Ben Reilly and Madeline Pryor are going to be part of this as part of the bad guys, I guess.
It just occurred to me that his two amazing friends are both on the X-Men now, so I'm sure they'll do something with that.
Oh yeah, that's fun. That's fun. It's also weird that the bad guys are clones. They're both clones.
Spidey just can't get away from clones.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that, but yeah.
Another clone saga. I just ruined it for you. Oh, I didn't think about that. Fuck this event. I don't want another clone anything.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah. So here's Amazing Spider-Man. You know, they're going to have an issue there. What is that, number 14?
Well, I will be glad to see someone else trying it.
Yeah. It is Michael Dowling and Kyle Hotz on the art. No John Romita Jr., so that's good. We also going to get this new character here. Her name is Hallows Eve, I think.
Okay, so she's not just like a hobgoblin, because I thought she was Hobgoblin.
She's a goblin themed character. I think her name is Hallows Eve. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, so she's a spin on a character who was a ripoff of another character.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a dude playing a dude pretending to be another dude.
Yeah. Well, it could be still fun.
Gold Goblin.
I mean, if she is the new Hobgoblin, that's a good opportunity, I think, because the old Hobgoblin was not all that interesting, honestly.
Yeah. So then we get Gold Goblin. That's going to be Christopher Cantwell. And then, we'll have more on this during preview shows that we do on Monday because it's bound to be a lot bigger than it is right now. Right now, they're only talking about the prelude and then this Dark Web Alpha one-shot. So, cool. I'm anxious to see it. one more bit before the big bit, and the only reason I mention this is because of the writer. This is actually a loose end from Jason Aaron's Avengers run, Blade hanging out at the Vampire Nation. So they are doing a one-shot where Blade will work for Dracula to root out a secret assassination plot as he's the sheriff of Vampire Nation. It's a book that goes on sale in November. Cover here by Valerio Giordano. Awesome cover. But the writer is Mark Russell with artist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So him.
How's he going to work social commentary into this premise?
I mean, Blade protecting, being the cop of a bunch of people that he has sworn to murder.
I'm sure he'll. I mean, regardless of whether or not it's his usual like insightful commentary stuff, Mark Russell is a great writer. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Regardless.
Yeah, so that's why I wanted to bring that up. But dude, there were so many other things that came out of Comic-Con in terms of comics that we'll never get to it. But again, Tuesday night show, we always talk about that stuff. I also want you to check out the Comic Book Bullies. Go to outrightgeekery.com. There's links there. Leroy and Eli are going to dive deep into a bunch of the MCU stuff. They're probably not going to even touch much comics this week except for reviews. But yeah, definitely check that out. But we are going to wrap the news with Hickman being the fucking most Hickman shit ever. Jonathan Hickman has teased a project at Marvel for 2023 with Valerio Schiti, and that he has called Sandman for the Marvel Universe.
Man, I have never been so sold on so little information in my life.
It could be $8 for 30 pages, and I'm like, yeah, I'll buy the cover.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I mean, I love Sandman, and I love Hickman, and so yeah, just take my money,
Yeah. And I also, with that said, man, that sounds really pretentious. But
yeah, I fucking love how pretentious Hickman can be.
I love the fact that he's leaning into it.
Pretentious Hickman is some of the best Hickman.
Yeah. He was quoted as saying that he did pitch this project at the same time he pitched House of X and Powers of 10. But Marvel gave the green light to Hawks and Pox and not this. So I don't know. I guess they want him back. They need him back. He pointed at this teaser that was on the wall during the panel and said, "This is gibberish, but it won't be gibberish when it comes out." Man, the rumor mills went crazy. Is it an eternity project? Is it an actual honest to goodness reboot that he will be laying a foundation for? I mean, that runs the gamut of everything that I have heard. I don't know what a Sandman for the Marvel Universe even could be.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's like, does Marvel have like an equivalent to like abstract concepts personified like Sandman is?
I mean, Madam Web in a way is.
I guess maybe like Eternity, like you were saying. Yeah, he is like an embodiment of the cosmos. So that's as close as I can think of to the endless.
But yeah, I don't know what the hell he's talking about, but I'm sold. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about, but I am here for it.
You know how the Stephen King books always have Stephen King's name real big and then the title real small? That's how they could do it. Just say Hickman. I'll buy
yeah, I mean, honestly, yes. You had me at Hickman returning to Marvel.
Yeah.
That I am intrigued by what the hell you're even talking about by Sandman for the Marvel Universe.
Yeah. The only thing we know for sure is that it is not X-Men related in terms of Krakoa.
That's for the best. I mean, now that he has stepped out of it, I don't really want to see him like try to like crowbar his way back in.
And he said as much. He said as much. He said, if I did go in now, it'd basically be me writing over people, and I'm not.
Yeah, that would be unfair to whatever plans they've been forming in the meantime. Exactly. So yeah, that would be a dick move, and I'm glad that they're not doing that.
Yeah. All right, man. We just had so many awesome shit. Let's see something terrible.
Yummy.
I got a really bad one this week, dude.
Oh God.
$15 Velvet.
Oh God.
Velvet Teeny. It's a Velveeta Martini.
Oh God, this is vile.
This is the most. Yeah, dude. We've had some bad ones. Remember,
this might be the worst. Yeah, this is a strong contender for the worst one we have ever seen.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make Dave go back through all the shows and.
Don't make him eat this. This is awful.
No, I would never. They give the shit at Guantanamo Bay.
I mean, just the olives and the macaroni on the toothpick there, that alone is like really fucking gross, and like the cheese dripping over. All right, so go ahead. Let's hear the description. What the fuck is this?
It's $15. It's only at select restaurants.
They're paying me $15, or I'm paying $15.
Yeah. So anyway, there was a full review that I found in the article for this drink, and it is gag-inducing. I quote, "On the first sip, the drink lacks all the cheesy flavors it claims to promote. Instead, an intense rush of olive and salt from the brine hits the back of your throat." Moving on. I mean, that's the worst thing that I've ever said on this show. That's the worst thing I may have ever said in my life.
Contender. I can't think of anything worse than that at the moment. So yeah. Probably the worst.
It's nasty, dude. All right, moving on. Quick moment. I really wish Adam was here, but he's not. But really quick, G.I. Joe did put out a couple of things in their classified line. Not much in the Transformers line, and nothing was exclusive at the con this year. They did show off. I could go for an hour on this shit. They did show off Mindbender. They either in development or confirmed as being available soon. Lowlight, Copperhead, a Televiper, Torpedo, Rock and Roll, fucking Shipwreck, one of my faves, and a Trouble Bubble on the way. Finally, a cool vehicle that's sold, outside of these stupid motorcycles that they're trying to sell us. But at the show, they also showed off the Hiss tank at the panel. It was very, very fun. At one point, they forgot to put batteries in it, and they had to borrow batteries from someone in the audience. It was classic.
I am curious who carries batteries around in their pocket like that. I think
they had another device.
Okay.
And they just, like a light or something, and they just took the batteries and let them borrow it just to show.
Man, that guy really came through in the clutch for him.
Dude, in the clutch. Because, dude, when they turned the lights on, the whole panel went, oh, the headlights on it. Because no one has seen that yet. But the Serpentor with the air chariot is going to be wait for it, Hasbro Con exclusive, which sucks. It's really disappointing.
And they want you to go to them cons, man.
They want you to go to the cons. And even if you go to the con, you're still not guaranteed one.
Oh, yeah, you got to elbow people in the face, you know?
Yeah, dude. But the Sergeant Slaughter is available for pre-order everywhere right now, and he is awesome. The sunglasses come off, the hat comes off. He comes with really cool accessories, including his own action figure. That's right. There's an action figure for your action figure, which is really rad. So I had a lot of fun with the toys this year. Again, it was all about Motu. It was all
it's kind of a shame we're already in a really packed episode because there's always a lot of great toys coming out of Comic-Con.
Yeah, dude, it was really fun stuff. So let's do our comics though. This won't be long though. It won't be too long. Not that there was bad stuff this week, but there was not really much to say about it. I'll go first. Nightwing 94 honorable mention was great, but I got to give it up to Duo number 3. Fantastic book. This one was fucking bonkers. Greg Pak, Koi Pham, still creating that Earth M, sort of moving off from Milestone. There's a Milestone documentary that's coming to HBO Max. That's pretty cool. So yeah, this was a lot of fucking fun. Really bonkers and just terrific as hell. But my number 3 is Do a Powerbomb. Number 2. Danny Warren Johnson doing the writing and the art. It's his ode to wrestling. Great-ish. Just really cool art.
I'm going to have to check this one out in trade because, this looks fun.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of fun. Big, awesome last page reveal, man. Just, I don't even want to spoil it for you. Let's move on. My number 3, Do a Powerbomb. Number 2, Danny Warren Johnson.
All right. I'll do an honorable mention for Avengers number 58. This is one of those things that it's basically like, what if Ghost Rider was a fucking Ronin, which is one of those things that's like...
What's he ride?
No, like, they even addressed that in the issue. Like, he rides the wind or something like that. I don't know.
He's masterless. He ain't even got a pony.
Hold on, I gotta find it and hear what he actually rides. It was something really, really stupid.
That's awesome.
I'll find it later and tell you. But
give it to Jason Aaron. He rides the wind.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But so it's one of those like concepts that's like, a 6-year-old child's like wet dream, but it's handled pretty well, like, with good artwork and everything like that.
And that's they're
still doing this like time hopping multiverse stuff.
Also, MO in this series anyway.
Yeah. Honorable mention for Flash number 784. This is them like hopping around the multiverse. There's a fucking Mad Max universe. There's
I love at one point they're like, "Oh man, we're in the wrong universe," and like, "Oh man,
yeah."
It's
and then there's
hilarious.
And then another one, the Barry's Batman, and then another one. It's like they're in the Silver Age all of a sudden. So it's a fun read.
It's a weird tie-in to the Dark Crisis, but yeah, it was fun.
It's a good way to have fun with the multiverse. Another honorable mention for Godzilla versus Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 4.
Green Ranger.
The Green Ranger is out and about, and fucking King Ghidorah shows up. That's basically
everybody's ass.
Yeah, that's basically all you need to know, because that's really all this comic is just
big dumb stupid.
That's cool moments over and over again.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, but my number 3 this week is going to be the Jurassic League number 3.
A little bit of heart in this one.
Gedeon did not do the artwork for this one, which was kind of a shame, but it was still a real hoot. It was kind of cool just seeing all like the big slobber knocker fight scenes going across the issue, which was all this issue really was. It was also kind of cool seeing characterization for the Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman analogs. Something I was not expecting to see in this, but perhaps I should have been, because Daniel Warren Johnson has a great talent for milking a lot of depth over something that I'm just reading for a really fucking cool concept.
Yeah, he does a great job of that. Just in, like the Beta Ray Bill book. We weren't.
Yeah, Beta Ray Bill was rad as hell, but it was also the most heartfelt book I read last year.
Yeah. I mean, that's 2 DWJ books on our list this week. Just saying, he had 2 come out, and they each, they made the list, and I love Jurassic League 2. It was a great issue.
Yeah. Okay, so that's my number 3.
Pretty sure this will make your list as well. Axe.
That's my number 1, actually.
Awesome. This is my number 2, Judgment Day. Kieran Gillen, Valerio Schiti. Solid art. Basically getting all the pieces in place. Like I said, great art, but it's also the typical slow burn that seems to come with all these events. The only problem I really had with it is it's definitely an Eternals event. If you are not reading Eternals,
for sure.
I mean, going to know what the fuck is going on.
Yes, you absolutely had to have read. But yeah, this was my favorite moment for the book, because this is such a way to set up a threat.
Oh, Uranos, but he's back in jail though.
Yeah,
it's weird.
But that's something that Druig has in his back pocket. Also, spare a thought for the people who saw the Eternals movie and think Druig is going to be like a fun-loving good guy. Oh no, he's a real piece of shit in this book.
Is a rat bastard.
Yeah.
They pull up these other ones. This is brand new to the 80-year-old Eternals continuity. They got these things. I like it. I think it's okay.
Yeah.
They got their own little baby Celestials, kind of.
This is very much leaning into this being an Eternals book. You can definitely see Eternals versus X-Men. You can also see Eternals versus Avengers. Not so much Avengers versus X-Men yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Avengers seem to be very on the periphery of this so far, but yeah, we'll see. But yeah, that thing with Uranos, though, was my favorite part, because, they set up this whole thing where it's like, okay, you're going to be out here for 1 hour. And then we switch back to him. We haven't seen anything, and oh, shit. He has annihilated Arakko and fucking Magneto's, skeleton there, and according to X-Men Red, this should be a permanent death now. I'm not sure that it will be, but
nope. I told you that was like a
probably. I bet it. Well, I wasn't expecting them to renege on that this quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love this whole thing. Okay, I guess my hour's up. So fucking casual about it.
What I like, this didn't happen, but I was expecting it. Druid goes in there and he's like, "All right, I'm going to give you an hour," and then he goes on. He's like, "The mutants created Arakko in less than a day," and he had this long speech. And I was expecting Drew to say, "All right, now you got 45 minutes, bro." It's not like he did. He went on and on and on.
Yeah, this year I don't really know Uranos very much, but this was
one shot.
He was in that one shot, but this was a great way to establish him as a real threat here.
But again, the only reason it hits my number 2 is because you can know very little about the X-Men currently and the Avengers currently. But if you don't know really everything that's going on in the Eternals book, you're not going to have any fucking clue what's going on here, because some of the Eternals have broken away. Other ones are like fully into Druig. Some of them are trying to get over on Druig. They just got over on Thanos, which was mentioned in
Yeah,
here.
I mean,
And
so
you're
I
not
will
going to
say
know any
that,
of that.
if you have not been reading Eternals, don't bother.
Yeah.
This
So it's
thing is
weird.
not giving you enough to catch up on.
Yeah, it's weird that this is an Eternals event. But with that said, I enjoyed Eternals for what it was. It was good. I liked it. And I liked this issue. So maybe go back and pick up Gillen's, Eternals.
Yeah, probably be worth it, but yeah.
Cool. What was your number 2?
My number 2 was Defenders Beyond, number 1. I really enjoyed the first Defenders book, and I love that Javier Rodriguez artwork. I really like the Blue Marble and the other characters they're bringing together here. I liked Al Ewing's take on Loki from a few years ago. So, and I also liked his. Wait, no, that was Kieran Gillen. I was about to say Young Avengers, but anyway, this was really nothing but a setup, so that's why it's just the number 2. But it was a feast for the eyes. It has a hell of a stinger at the end where they run into the fucking Beyonder, who I thought was dead, but apparently not.
No, and that was teased in the book or in the solicit or whatever. Like the first tease for it, I think, was like a big picture of the Beyonder or whatever. But man, I skipped that this week. I just ran out of time. I had such a busy week. I also skipped Knights of X. How weird. Did you not read Nightwing? Nightwing was solid.
Nightwing was out at the shop. I'm going to have to go track it down somewhere.
Oh, my God. Yeah, dude.
I thought I had it on my pull list, too.
Yeah. Well, that sucks. Yeah, it was really solid. Great moments.
I'll check it out eventually.
The book's moving a little bit too slow for me. Shang-Chi number 1 was also pretty good. Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings, even though this is like the 4th relaunch of this book in like a year and a half.
Yeah, they are resetting. I've never seen a book reset its numbers so frequently as this Jean Luan Yang run on Shang-Chi is.
Yeah. But my number 1 this week is a brand new book, Scott Snyder, Hayden Sherman, called Dark Spaces Wildfire number 1 over at IDW. We talked about these IDW books coming from some big name creators, some new creator-owned stuff going to IDW, and this is fucking wonderful. It is about a team of women inmate wilderness firefighters and their officer handler who decide to rob a mansion during a California wildfire. So it's basically a heist story, right? Now, Scott Snyder is a master storyteller. He's great, but look at the way the art here, the design, sort of flows, right? The way you're meant to read this is these insets first, all the way up to the top right and then down. And it's just so fluid, and the art just works together to push the reader. And it's almost pushing the reader the same way a fire sort of is going through in the background. It is just a design. It's just wonderful, dude. Like, look at this. She's coughing. They know she's sick. This is their captain, so they're letting her know, hey, we know where there's a bunch of money located, really close by. Right, and then this is her struggling. Look at this. This reminds me of some Mike Deodato shit right here, dude. Some Andrea Sorrentino shit right here. This is brilliant work, artwork and design just coming together with the story. Here's another one. Just the way everything is flowing down to the bottom right of the page from the fire. I mean, it's just the whole book is like this, dude. And again, Scott Snyder is a master. He knows exactly what he's doing when he's writing a book. I don't know who the fuck Hay Sherman is. But now I do, and this book is the real deal. You're going to see this on some award lists. It was just spectacular. I had such a good time reading it. I read it 3 times. So good. That's definitely one you will pick up and trade. It's an IDW book, but I really think you will enjoy it, dude. It was a lot of fun. And that comes to your number 1, which is Axe, which is what's his name? What's his name again? What did I call him?
Uranus, I think.
Uranus.
I'm not sure how you say it, but yeah, it's like Uranus, but not.
I thought
it's like what like the Eternals names are all like a god's name, but not that.
Like a little bit, yeah. Tweak to their god's names. Like humans are so fucking terrible. In Axe, what do you think about Druig's sort of logic here about mutants now that they're immortal being variant? Deviant, whatever they call it, a little bit. They call it extra deviation or something like that.
Excess deviation.
Excess. That's the word.
I think that that's really just a pretext for them to have like another fighting event, but it's a pretty reasonably set up. Like it does tie in with like their whole shtick. So
it's pretty believable from Eternals, who are all egotistical. He can really use this.
As far as excuses to get these characters to fight go, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah. So a pretty good week for comics. Man, it sucks you didn't get Nightwing, but man, next week is also a good week. Come join us tomorrow night. We're going to do the preview show. David should be here for that. We're going to talk about all the new books coming out this week, and there's some good ones. We'll also get David's take on all the news, in the first part of the show, and that'll be fun. Come back later on, like I said earlier, for the Comic Book Bullies. Leroy and Eli are going to be kicking it, mostly talking about the show. You know what I mean? The whole San Diego Comic-Con, all the news, all of the movies, the TV shows, all of that good shit. So,
I mean, there's like 40 trailers that we never even got a chance.
Oh yeah,
to
we didn't even
here.
mention a lot of
like the Lord of the Rings, not Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power.
Rings of Power. I'm stoked for that too, man.
I mean,
it's never gonna hurt the original.
I feel like you got to check it out just because, like, what did $1 billion buy them?
Okay, Sure. So yeah, as always, go to outrightgeeker.com. We got links to everything we're doing there, all our social media, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and the Bullies links are up there. Merch, Patreon, all that good shit. So again, thanks everybody for listening. Most of all, thanks to this guy for hanging out with this guy.
Glad to do it.
We are gonna do it again next time.
Same geek time, same geek channel.
Oh man, the viewers just like bumped up to 12 like all of a sudden. Well, we're done now, y'all. Thanks a lot. Stop by.
Yeah, poor timing.